I got enough places and opportunities to get business from, but I wasn't getting space to talk to people about how to do business better. While I am constantly asking everybody as business people, how many of us have calendar which is scheduled to our learning? Do we have a training calendar for ourselves? henindia.com. Just go to henindia.com. There is a form. Fill that, and because you're watching this show, please make sure that you mention you learnt about it through Spoorthi's program.
Yellogu Namaskara. Welcome to Real Celebrity Podcast, powered by C. Krishna Chetty Group of Jewelers. These are stories of extraordinary women, and today we have an entrepreneur, not just an entrepreneur, but a creator of a community for entrepreneurs in our country. Yes, we have the founder of HEN Her Entrepreneurial Network. We have Ruche M Mittal with us. Let's welcome Ruche to today's podcast. Hi, Ruche.
Hey, thank you, Spoorthi, Radhe Krishna.
Radhe Krishna, Ruche. Namaste, welcome to Real Celebrity Podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's my honor. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So how are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So Ruche is a dear friend, someone who has been so proactive with what she does and built a community of a very strong network of entrepreneurs across the country. And not just in India, she's built a community across the world, bringing entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs together to, make them stronger and to give them all the tools and the techniques and skills that they require to become successful in their respective businesses. Well, Ruche, to begin this conversation, how would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Like you said, I am somebody who started out as a graphic designer. So a graphic designer in the heart of an entrepreneur with the soul of a community builder. That's how I would like to define myself. And that's exactly what I do.
Fantastic. Let's begin talking about HEN. Okay, HEN Her Entrepreneurial Network. The name is fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay. So what inspired you to start Her Entrepreneurial Network, HEN? And where did it all begin?
Thank you for asking that. So this all started out of my own journey. I come from Kolkata, a Marwari girl, and around my 2002-2003, I was supposed to join college for graduation, but I wasn't getting the subject that I wanted to study. So I decided to not graduate. And if I don't graduate, in a Marwari family, the eldest daughter, of course, my friends and family were superly offended.
Okay.
And I was left by myself to decide what to do next. I just happened to enter a graphic design institute, and I asked them, whatever you teach me, what is it that I do with it? And the reason I asked them that was because I like that space. I thought this is such a beautiful space. I want to be part of that space. And they told me, through graphic design at that time, you could make e-greeting cards and you could sell them. I was like, what a life. Sit in your room, make whatever greeting cards you want to make and sell to the world. The world is your playground. And that's how my journey as a graphic designer started. While I was doing that, in my first 3 months, I earned my first income. I also designed logo for the first restaurant bar in Eastern India. At that time, it was called Cloud9. So that gave me some fame because my logo was all over the city. I was present in that pub with my absence also. It gave me some money. And I thought, let me see what I can do with this. While I was doing this, I used social media. So I started business of graphic design on social media, found my business partner, and work started to happen. While all this was happening, I was also struggling. Life is not how you plan it to be. I started out, but I didn't know how to manage team. I didn't know how to manage accounts. I didn't know how to manage projects. I wasn't making enough money. I was making a lot of mistakes, and I wanted to learn to business better. That was number one. Number two, I come from a business family and I was still struggling with these questions. Number three, when I looked around, I didn't know what is networking then. but I was meeting a lot of people, and every time I was meeting people, I wanted to learn from people. And in between all of this, I happened to shift from Kolkata to Bangalore. And when I landed in Bangalore, I was still in the same zone. I wanted, and here my problems increased actually, because I'm in a new city. Nobody knows me. Who will give me business? And how will I survive? So I needed people to get business from, and I needed people who will help me to do business better. And I got enough places and opportunities to get business from, but I wasn't getting space to talk to people about how to do business better. And in that journey, I landed in Thai, I did some learning there, and then I went to 10K Women program. It's a Goldman Sachs initiative. In 2010-11, ISB was their education partner, and I was part of that program. Spoorthi, it was that program that changed my thoughts 360 degree, primarily because I learned a lot of things in business. I learned about EQ. I learned what organizing business is. More than organizing, I learned what is organizing conversation is. What is negotiation, like a lot of such things. And 2011, January 3rd, I got my certificate. 2011, 5th January, HEN was launched. It was launched on Facebook in 2 days. I mean, I was thinking of this concept for 2 months earlier, but I just took that step. The reason I was thinking about that concept was because I was in a class of 30 more women, and 30 women from different walks of life. There were some women who were senior to me in age or even in business experience, but our conversation of business was pretty much same. Our passion for growth was same. Our struggles were not same, but they were similar. So, it got me thinking that I'm not the only one in this. Number two, I needed a space that helps me grow as a person and as a business person moreover. So I thought, let's just do it.
Right.
And HEN just came.
Fantastic. What is HEN all about, and what does it have to offer women entrepreneurs?
Very interesting. So we often tell this to everybody. When we do business and when we talk about networking, one thing we all talk about and we think networking to be is just to get us customers. While I am constantly asking everybody as business people, how many of us have calendar which is scheduled to our learning? Do we have a training calendar for ourselves? And do we have a calendar for different levels? Why is it that only at early stage we need to learn? I think we need to learn business at every stage.
Every stage. True.
And especially today with AI coming in, let me not touch any other subject. Just AI in itself for different industry has different thought process and tech requirement, right? So this is exactly what HEN is for. HEN is for people, for business women. Women running businesses who believe that when they learn, they will be able to get better at work for them. Two, who believe that I can learn from others' experience. Let us make new mistakes. That will help us grow faster, right?
Right.
Three, that believe that when we come together, we create more opportunities. For example, today we partner with a lot of business products. For example, Razorpay, Canva, Instamojo, Zoho, Amazon Saheli. So let me give this an example to you. We all product businesses who want to go to masses. Amazon is like a dream marketplace, right? And Amazon also understands this. So they have launched 2 programs, Amazon Saheli and Amazon Karigar. Now Amazon Saheli is a space where any women business can sign up. And Amazon Karigar is women maker running a business can sign up. Now these are launched by Amazon. Now when HEN partners with a company like Amazon, we tell them that look, we will bring our entrepreneurs to you and we will become a mediator between you and entrepreneurs, helping you also to be able to talk to them. When we intervene, how do we create an opportunity for entrepreneurs in Amazon? Today we have like a HEN Amazon WhatsApp group. You know why? Because all the vendors from HEN who are on Amazon, and if they have their day-to-day business struggle, if somebody is not coming to pick their products, or they don't know how to price their products, or they don't know how to put an offer together, or they just want to brainstorm, they can talk to Team Amazon directly.
Wow, fantastic.
Now this is power of one. And this can only happen when you have a group of people dedicated, focused to that kind of energy of growth. And we could not have done this alone without even Amazon. So, when I'm giving this example, I have full gratitude for Amazon team. I have full gratitude for all our members, because only when all stakeholders come, we create this.
Absolutely. True.
But this is exactly what we do. So if you're a woman running business in India and you believe in learning, growing, in learning from others' experience, in coming together, creating opportunities, not just that, even to share. Because all of us, I believe, at every point in time, we are at that point, we can give and we can receive. And if we're ready to give and we're ready to receive, grow, HEN is for you.
Fantastic. So Ruchi, who can be a part of HEN and how can they be part of HEN?
Very simple. If you're a woman running business, now what does this mean? Either have an MSME registration, or have at least an Insta page, or have a LinkedIn page, have a website, for us to make sure that you have a business going. If you are that person and you want to grow, henindia.com. Just go to henindia.com. There is a form, fill that. And because you're watching this show, please make sure that you mention you learnt about it through Spoorthi's program, or through this program, which is
Real Celebrity Podcast.
Guys, if you put this out, you stand chance for discount. Special discount to watch the show.
Fantastic. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ruchi. So it's irrespective of age or anything.
Absolutely. We have members from as early as 23, 26. We have members who are aged around 55, 60. I don't think it's the age, and I don't think it's the business years or business size, because we do have businesses from few lakhs to few crores. Because like I said, at any time we can give and we can receive. So think of it, businesses who have been in this journey for 20, 25 years, they can share their experience of building that business.
Very true.
But at the same time, they want to learn what AI is. They want to learn what digital marketing is.
Right.
They want to learn what influencer marketing is. They want to know what kind of tools are in. So this is their reason to be here.
Sure.
While businesses who are very early on, for them, it is just learning from as many experiences they can.
Experiences, the learnings, the mistakes to avoid.
Mistakes to avoid.
Absolutely.
And also to talk to industry people. For example, if I am in branding, and if there's somebody who's starting out in the same space, there is nothing stopping them to hit a conversation.
Right.
You know what worked well for you? I'll give you an example. So we have something called night addas. So what are night addas? Night addas are 9 p.m. meetings where members can say, I want to talk about this in my business. And whoever wants to brainstorm can join. Okay. So in one of these night addas, we had one member who came in and said, guys, I've been struggling to organize my business on a project management tool. Like I want a dashboard. So if you guys are using some, please tell me. And I want to learn which one to use. So we first had this thread on our going on where people gave in some tools, etc., etc. And then we said, okay, let's do this. We can come and we can brainstorm with you. She comes from branding world. Another member who came also comes from marketing consultancy world. I joined in. I also run a branding company, Spoorthi. But there was no inhibition to say that, I can't tell this to you. We actually opened up our dashboards and we showed each other that, this is how I use this tool and this is what I do and, things like that. Then you can choose what you want to do.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
So
the simple way to join HEN is log into your website, fill the form.
And that's about it. The team will reach out to you.
Team will reach out to you.
So, people just don't join HEN by filling a form. To join HEN, you fill the form, then our team calls you. And we will talk to you. We will not approve any form just through mails or messages. We will talk to you on phone call. The reason we want to talk to all our potential members is because we want to make sure there's a woman passionate to grow business, understands what networking on digital platform is, and is willing to participate. When we have all these checked out and we know there is a woman running a business, then we say yes.
Fantastic. And what's the fee structure? What's the membership fee?
That's pretty simple. So we have 3 different plans. It starts from 2,000 to 9,500 plus taxes now.
That's extremely reasonable.
Because we believe that we are in India, Modi ji is saying, let's get women entrepreneurs to the forefront. MSME registration is free, but still only 50% of our audiences have registered for MSME. If we really want to build an India which is growing and thriving, and we want to grow our GDP, guys, we are warriors. We are not running our businesses. I really think as business people, we are warriors. Let's register our business. Let's grow our business. Let's file our taxes. What's stopping us?
True.
Nothing, right? And the reason we have whatever price points we have is because it's community. It is a group of people who believe in each other, who believe in growing. And for us to put this model together, Spoorthi, the reason was to make HEN self-sustainable. You know, HEN started because I needed it. It didn't start because I wanted to make money out of it. And it's something that I want to build and create a system that all of us can coexist with, rather than one person owns and dies with it.
Right. Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. So Ruchi, this conversation, this whole episode, I want it to be as productive as possible for all the women entrepreneurs who are watching it, or it could be aspiring women entrepreneurs who's wanting to build their business, right? So I go a little step by step now. So being a woman entrepreneur yourself and running a community of women entrepreneurs, may I know the numbers of HEN? How many entrepreneurs are have the membership of HEN, and in your journey, how many entrepreneurs have you met and networked with?
Wow. So see, I've been in this space, I've been in business since 2007, guys. And HEN is running since 2011. So if I look at from 2011 to now, my numbers are going to go like haywire, like really big. However, in today's time, on social media, we are 40,000 plus reach. On community, we are 900 plus. So that's the kind of space that I have created. In terms of my experience of working with businesses, I have worked with businesses of different verticals. So from skincare manufacturing to fashion to individuals, promoting themselves, to coaches, to HR, to finance, to tech businesses, to fintech, schools, hospitality. So pretty much name an industry and I have worked, not just because of HEN, but because I also come from branding world. So I have clients in that industry.
Very true.
Which is why this, subject becomes more close to me.
Absolutely. So you have an access to such wide range of women entrepreneurs. Tell me, what are some of the major challenges women entrepreneurs face in their entrepreneurship journey?
Wow. I think, do we start with entrepreneurship journey or do we start with self? I think we start with self.
That's a very interesting point. What are the challenges that women entrepreneurs find it with themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's with all of us, isn't it? Because what happens is, and it's interesting that most of us have grown up listening to manage family first and then follow your dreams. And I don't know how many of us now teach our daughters that live your, believe in yourself and in your dreams first, and everything else can fall after that. And that's where the problem starts. So first is self-belief. How many of us self-believe? The whole conversation, people say women businesses don't get funded. If you really look deep into, most of the women businesses are bootstrapped. And when businesses are bootstrapped, that's where you will think about each penny, where is it going? Now, that's why a community like HEN should not charge, 25,000 and 30,000, because you're dealing with businesses that are bootstrapped, isn't it? So it starts with self-belief, number one. Now, what is self-belief? It starts with saying, I believe what I can do, but it also means that, do I believe in my dream? For example, Spoorthi, when I started my business of branding in 2007, I was initially just 1-person team. Then my partner came and we were 2-people team. Before I hired people, I kind of started using project management tools. And at that time when I was making project management, I was using tools, some people did tell me, are you dumb? Like, you're just one person, why are you using it? But I knew that when I will grow, I will need it. I can't wait for growth to come. I have to prepare myself for growth. So even I did that for HEN, because I was single person on HEN initially. Then my co-founder came in, Priyanka. But before today, we have like 7 different teams working in HEN, right? But before these teams came, I was already on different tools organizing how the teams will work. So my question to everybody here who's listening to this, running a business or you want to run a business, when we sit at night with ourselves in a room, do we tell ourselves, this is how big a company I want to make? And for that company to be that big, if these are my processes, let me start today. So that's second, so self-belief to that level. Second is stand for yourself. Do we have courage to say that this is what I want to do? And that's all. Why do we have to explain why do something? Why do we look for businesses or opportunities with saying, if I do this, then this will happen and so this much revenue will come? It's good. Of course, when you get to investment, we will ask you that. But first step is, this is what I want to do.
Right.
So ideally, let's look at it. This is a problem statement I figured out. And for this problem, this is the answer that I feel or believe is, and I will have people to pay me for this. If we just think like that, you will see a business coming up. I can cite example. Because I practice this. I practice this for my company or my branding firm also, which is Studio Red now, and for HEN as well. When we started out, we clearly told ourselves that instead of serving 2 small businesses with just basic design solutions, how about we bring design, print and web together? And in 2007, nobody was talking like that. We started that then. When we started out HEN, HEN was started in 2011. It was free model. It was on Facebook. We weren't charging anybody for anything. But when we wanted to organize it, I spent 2 years just researching what's happening in this space, what is not happening. Because I didn't want to create something which is repetitive. So the problem statement was, if there are women who are running businesses and they want to grow, then what are the pitfalls? The first pitfall was to network. But when I want to network, my first problem is, what questions do I ask? How do I build rapport? Not easy. You want time to trust people, right? Now, how does that happen? When you are on a common goal, what's the common goal? It is to learn. So you do learning together. You build that support. And when you build that, then things happen. Now, will somebody pay me for this? Somebody will pay me for this. But how easy or difficult is it? What is the business model? Every day you want to dig well and have water? Or you want to dig a well once and then have water?
Have water.
When you think like this, you will see you will build your model. Guys, I'm genuinely telling you how I built my business. If you think through this, these are ways to really deeply think, where is money and how do you want to talk about your business?
Right.
Right? So,
fantastic. So, Ruchi, I have seen this as one of the aspects, and I'm glad that you have taken this initiative of creating a platform which is not just for networking or not just for collaboration, but also to learn and educate and give the kind of skills or knowledge that is required to run this business, or even provide with support on partnerships, right?
Yeah.
A lot of women entrepreneurs, or it could be any entrepreneurs today, they come with a skill. Like, for example, they want to start a business, like it could be a designing firm, or it could be a fashion boutique, or it could be an interior designing firm, or it could be anything. So they come with that skill, but a lot of entrepreneurs are not having the skills that is required to run the business of that skill.
Correct.
Like, for example, sales, marketing, accounting, taxation, management.
Correct.
So this is a major missing factor in entrepreneurs today, and that's why a lot of people are the failures and the
Yeah.
shutdowns of businesses are happening in a large scale. So, is it required for them to learn the skill and on the go learn these other skills that complement the business? Or is it like learn everything, prepare, and then kickstart?
Or there is a third route, partner.
Hmm.
Why do everything alone? If we build partners in the company, it'll only help us grow. For example, when I started out with my first company, Idea Perfect, that time I was like a creative head in the company. And I partnered with somebody who had business acumen. Okay. After some time, business evolved. I got the business acumen, but I needed somebody to be more creative than me. I had to ask my partner to exit. And I did that, Spoorthi. I asked him to exit. I told him all your stakes are going to go to somebody who brings creative skill sets to the company. So I brought her in. After a while, when I understood that, I have the business side of this business now, and that person needed to leave, my next partner also that I brought in was somebody who is creatively more strong than I am. Now, if I keep sitting down to say, I studied graphic design, I am a graphic designer, I need to be more creative, no.
Not necessary.
Not necessary. And I've started hiring. Now, my team is way more creative than I am. I tell my team, look, now think of me as your customer. And this is all that I can give. You guys know more than I know.
Right.
And same thing I've done on HEN. If you see my partner, she is a data queen. Priyanka reads and organizes data like a queen. And she is godsend to me because I understand community building. I can talk to people, I can connect people, I can create, I can do that part. But data is not my thing. She is the one who's handling the entire. So I would want to tell people, guys, get your strength. And if
figure out who can do things better than you, and hiring smarter people to your business. Actually, smarter people actually hiring people who are smarter than you to your business is a greater strategy, right?
Exactly. My sales team will sell my product and services more than I can. Trust me, I now feel it. My team negotiates better than I do. Like, there are points when I tell them, you guys leave. Let me not even come in forefront because I'm going to spoil the case. Really.
So in your case, it's more of a relationship factor that comes in picture. And
I can talk. You get me sit down with any business and you tell me, let's strategize from point A to point B. I will sit down and do that within whatever budget. All the pareshani, all the jhamela, I will draw that line. I will organize all that I will do. But when you get me to do things like, hardcore negotiate कर दो, like निचोड़ लो, नहीं यार,
नहीं होगा,
वो नहीं होएगा, अभी वो छोड़ दो.
Right. Okay. So, Ruchi, I've seen a lot of women entrepreneurs. In fact, in this journey, I've also come across with a lot of entrepreneurs. What I would like to understand is what's amazing about men who are entrepreneurs and what's amazing about women entrepreneurs, and what's that women entrepreneurs lack in comparison?
It is just self-belief, guys. If we think from that angle, because it's a lot more easy to talk to men sometimes. I'm sorry, do not take me ki no Jai Nari Morcha, no Jai Men Morcha, no Morcha, nothing. It's just random experience. It's easier to give feedback to men. What you say, you mean, and you move on. And I do have men partners. I mean, my investor on HEN is a male. My mentor is a male, and there are several males working on HEN. So I can't be thinking men versus women, however. But it's easy. You upfront tell them, this is right, this is wrong. You say, I don't agree with you. You're done. But with women, you have to get down to that emotional nuisance. In business, this is really I'm talking about it now. I tell this to my team sometimes if need be, that in business, you don't have time for emotional understanding all the time.
They're two different things.
And sometimes you have to take some harsh decisions. And sometimes, in a hurry-burry of life, you end up just saying things and you move on. Now, if somebody sticks with it, then it's draining. You don't want to then work. You're like, live, man. Like, live, really live. So that's the difference. Guys, let's just come as human beings to business table and focus on growing that business. I think that is all that is needed.
More than love, passion, and that kind of, that desperation towards the business, it's more about numbers, systems,
Yeah.
strategies. It's about like what you're putting on the board and bringing in right teams together.
Yeah, see, desperation will not take us anywhere, because I can get desperate today, I can get desperate 2x tomorrow, but third day my energies can drain.
Right.
But what is important is, like, what's the why in your business? So let's address to that. Why did you start your business? So every business is started to make profits.
Absolutely.
Right? There is no business without profit.
And making profits is legal.
Yeah.
A lot of women entrepreneurs don't understand this.
Of course. भाई अब प्रॉफिट नहीं होगा तो लुई विटॉन के बैग कहाँ से आएंगे, या जो भी ट्रैवल करना है कहाँ से होएगा, मतलब let's own it.
Right. Even to charge a little extra, I've seen, especially with women, I'm like, should I charge? Should I not charge? And they start doubting themselves.
Yeah.
If you're still doubting yourself, the problem is with your product.
It's with you. Forget the product. You may have made a good product, but if you can't charge, it's with you. You have to believe in it. Right? Also, so it starts with why. Also in negotiation or pricing also we can say a why. Why am I pricing at the price I'm pricing?
Yeah.
You
need to know that. You need to crack that, and you need to like kind of dissect that and see and understand why this should be priced. You need to do a lot of research on the market and what's the market trend. Why is that you're charging high or lesser? Everything needs to have a reason.
Exactly, and you should be answerable to it. For example, I'll give you HEN ka example. We started with only one plan. Our Power Circle membership was 4,000 rupees in 21. In 24, it's gone up to 9,500 rupees. And we have now 3 more plans. Now, you just mentioned, Ruchi, why your plans are like so reasonable, right? हाँ, मतलब है, but if I know my competition, I know my market. If I sit with you, I will explain, okay, Spoorthi, this is the reason, this is how unit economics are. But I should know it.
Exactly. I totally agree with you.
So, and if I know the why behind my work, I will not get emotionally hurt. And if I'm not getting emotionally hurt, life is easy. See, that's the reason with men. Men know they are there for money. They are not there in business to prove themselves. For women, sometimes business is our identity.
A lot of women come to business thinking that I want to prove myself.
Yeah.
I want to prove this not just to themselves. It's mostly not for themselves. It's for the others. It's for the family. I want to show my husband what I'm capable of. I want to show my family what I'm capable of. And I think this is a wrong way of doing business and thinking about business.
Yeah, but then we can't blame our tribe also, right? I mean, we have a reason to think like that. We've been brought up in certain way. There is a certain way we are getting treated, or we think of life, or we have friends like that. So for many of us, I think we are learning how to think sometimes. So let's have little empathy. Like, I really believe that there is a little empathy required. Let's agree that, okay, this is happening. And it is happened to me also. It's not like my life was always hunky-dory. It's not like when I started my business, my family said, oh, wow, you're doing something great. Not that when I came out with the name HEN, everybody said, wow, wow. I actually got a lot of people to tell me, don't keep this name. People will think XYZ for you. I was told, go Google, HEN means all the murgis in the world. How will you show yourself up? So there are so many stories, right? But let's just come to say that despite all odds, life is about creating. It's okay, let's just create it.
Very beautiful. So we were talking about the other side of it, but let's talk about the good side of it. What do women entrepreneurs do exceptionally well?
There was this study that says that women teams are way more productive than men teams. I think that would also be because women are so empathetic, we're so connected to our team. Maybe our teams perform better than men teams. Could be. In my experience, I find women business is very passionate for sure. Of course, they are very focused. Also because I think there's a lot of juggling happening with women. There's just so many hats that they're wearing. So they're really working to do more in less hours. While with men, they have a little flexibility of time at hand. Though in today's time, we do have spaces where we are sharing parenting and we're sharing responsibilities at home, I agree, but still I think women shoulder a little bit more of those responsibilities. So I think they're very good at managing, hustling between things, multitasking, and they're very good at setting that connection with the team. The empathy quotient, I think, is amazing with them.
Beautiful. And what are some of the major mistakes that you have noticed women do in their early stages of business?
Okay, I'll change the question to major mistakes I have done. And because it'll make life easy for me, I really don't want to generalize, but how that has helped me, right? So one, respect your team. When I used to ask my team to come and work on Sunday. So one, I was hiring my batchmates, and two, I was asking them to come and work on Sunday. And once I told one of my friend, he just got married, and I told him, you know what, you will spend evening with your wife, daytime you come and work with us. It took me 3 years to understand what is EQ. Sundays are important. Let people be. Now in my company, Saturday, Sunday, both are off. Because you want people to take time off work, spend time with themselves, their family, just hug themselves, and then come back to work with fresh energy. So I learned that is very important. Two, like I was telling you, organize and build yourself for growth. So if you think that, in 5 years you want to make like a 1 CR business, or you want to make 50 lakh business, or you want to make 10 CR business, whatever your thought process is, or you want to go to 5 city versus you want to go to global market, wherever, think of it and start thinking of what processes you would need then and build them today. Very important. Number 3, this is from business angle. I think many of us don't look at our leads. Leads are most spoken but most underestimated. Leads can be looked at: how many new people did you meet this week? How many new people heard or learned about your business? How many new people came in and gave you a requirement for your business?
All are 3 different things.
But they all move to the same top funnel, which is your lead gen. But sometimes we don't look at it. And
we actually don't break it down.
We don't break it down, and we just ignore. We're constantly looking at how many people are buying. But buying is the last. Let's just look at how many people even know us. So if we are small or we are big, in either which form, this formula really, really works. And one more thing I wanted to, just share, which was about discipline. I have learned discipline is the key, which means every day at a certain time, like for me, it's 9:30. So 9:30 is my calendar time, but mentally 9:15. Every day, even on a Sunday, 9:15 a.m., I am at my work desk. So what do I do?
Morning.
Why am I there? Weekdays I'm there because I have to start work 15 minutes early. I get my time to organize. Saturdays I'm there because Saturdays are my working days when my team is not there. So again, it's my work. Sundays I'm there to just maintain the discipline. So if I'm even sitting with a coffee, but I'm doing something to just get myself rolling, that discipline is very important. The reason I'm bringing this is because, I have seen many people, many a times we say, my work starts at this time, this day, this time, this day, this time, this day. Just change it. Every day at one time, be at your work desk, no matter what. I learned this from even Gulzarji, the lyricist. He said, he's been writing for so many decades. He was asked, how do you keep yourself relevant? He said, every day at this hour, I go and sit on my work desk. If I have nothing to do, I will read paper, but I will read. So discipline is very, very important.
Amazing. Also, when you were speaking about discipline, this brings me to a thought that now it's becoming a trend that entrepreneurship, this word is sounding very fascinating to a lot of people. And 9 to 6 is looking extremely stressful because it's not anymore 9 to 6, it's 9 to whatever infinity time. So a lot of people want to quit their jobs and come into business. And they have no background or no pre-existing skills or that is essential to run a business. So they think that it's a more a leisure job. It's not 9 to 6, but it's like it's having a lot of freedom, but it's in reality it's the other way.
Exactly.
It's 24/7. When
Exactly.
you're doing business, you think of it 24/7. So what's your advice to someone who's planning to quit their job or take that break and consider becoming an entrepreneur without the prerequisite skills that is required to run a business?
I often tell this to people who want to quit their jobs for business. Are you like really okay to let go of a salary? When suppose a salaried person is falling down with fever, he or she will get the salary end of the month. Doesn't matter. But if I fall sick with fever, no matter what, forget my salary withdrawing. I have to make sure my team gets their salary in time. And that is very important. And that is a very pressurizing space if the business is not organized
or automated. Yeah.
Automated by then, right? So it actually, people who are looking for cushion and who are looking for stars, in the word of gardening, if you like flowers, are you okay to sow the seed? Because entrepreneurship is about sowing the seed, not about
until you get the yield.
Yeah. Not about getting the flower.
Right.
So I think try this. Just do some gardening. You will learn the patience.
Okay. So when you are here, it's absolutely not fair on me to not talk about networking.
Yeah, of course.
Right? We're going to talk about it. But before that, I have a question. What are the must have skills for an entrepreneur, especially women entrepreneurs?
Okay, start with discipline. Super important. And no reasons.
Do it every day, however boring it gets.
Every day. And no reasons. Every time you give yourself reason, change it to excuse. #excuse. I think life does not have reasons. It has only excuses. Right? So, number 1. Number 2, embrace failure. In fact, today I was listening to Mr. Piyush from Lenskart. He said, to get my one success, I have 100 failures. So behind every success, there are so many failures. Now, how many of us really have that courage? Every time we fall, we're like, boss, life is over. But that's where life starts. So have courage. Have courage to fall and to get up. Number 3, so I said discipline, I said courage and believe. That's about it. If you have these 3, you'll create your life. You don't need anything.
Okay.
And this is all that we are.
But also, Ruchi, I feel beyond all of this, clarity.
Of course, I agree. Mark this, clarity.
First thing, before you get into discipline or get the courage,
why?
Bloody know why you're doing what you're doing.
Exactly. Why you're doing the business you want to do.
A lot of entrepreneurs don't have an answer for this. They're doing because they got motivated. Yeah. They're doing because they want to do it. They're doing because they know there is money in this market. But is it what your actual dharma is meant for?
Also, this is a good answer for your corporate world. You know, you want to switch your job or you want to quit the job and move to business. Why? If it is to make your salary 2x, 3x, 4x, then be aware of the kind of energy it will require. And if it is for something else, then be ready for that. Right. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And Ruchi, when it comes to networking, you are an expert in that subject.
I am not,
trust me, the whole concept of networking and the way I think about networking, you can change it in minutes. Yeah. That's what I can upfront tell. A lot of people, when we talk about networking, we either call it myths about networking. It's a waste of time. You really don't, you just spend money and make some friends and time pass. It's not productive. The other thing is, it's just kind of, a fashion kind of a thing. It's nothing that can be fruitful for your business. But when you look at networking in your perspective, it completely changes. And trust me, I don't know, the way I look at meeting people has drastically changed after I met you.
Wow, thank you. Take that as a compliment.
I mean this.
Thank you.
I had been to this place in Nepal for a summit called Life Plugin. Over a breakfast, I cracked a conversation. It was just a 10 minutes conversation with a person. And after 3 months, I got a call from the same person. And today I've done 3 campaigns with them. My expense for this Life Summit Nepal was about 90,000 rupees. but the return I've got is at least 4 times.
Wow.
And still
See?
partnership,
You are the queen.
still that partnership is going very well. And the same summit, I met another person whom I'm going to be partnering, for whom I will be giving a business of 3 lakhs now.
Wow.
So every conversation, irrespective of what it is, and I also strongly started believing in something which I've religiously follow, is if I'm spending 5 minutes of my time, it should either be helpful for that person or it should help me.
Interesting. Okay.
So this agenda, or I mean this formula, I don't know how it has been helpful. It is not necessary that it will help me. It should either be helpful for them. I am going to put in some value at that 5 minutes of a time, but I cannot just crack a conversation without that.
Okay. I'm listening to you. So I'm intrigued to know what conversations you've had in that summit that generated that result. For sure. I think that will be insightful for our viewers. But when you say this 5-minute formula, I'm thinking about it.
I know it's contradictory to your
I'm gonna
thoughts.
think. Yeah, I'll be thinking about it.
So, it could be like, it is not necessary that I get a value from it,
Yeah.
but at least I'm going to put in some insights to that person, whether it could be human values or life values or business values, or it is just a good, happy moment for that particular person. It can be just my friend,
Yeah.
who I'm spending that positive vibes and adding that positive values in them.
Yeah. I'll just give you a thing that's running in my head. Okay. So for somebody like you, when I'm thinking, okay, if you don't think like this also, you'll end up creating that value. So there's this book called The Giver. If you get it, read it. It's a very small book, very, very thin. It talks about who is a good giver and who is a good receiver. So we often talk about giving. We never speak about receiving. But the formula is, to be a good giver, one has to be a receiver.
Good receiver.
If I'm not a receiver, I will never be a giver. है ना? Now think of it in a relationship or in a networking space where it's a 5-minute relationship. If I attend to that conversation thinking I have to give, I'm still giving. Value, happiness, falana, everything I'm giving. But if I attend to that conversation thinking I'm here to receive, you'll feel it will be more enriching. I'll tell you why. Because you'll be more attentive to it. And when you're more attentive to it, you will create that value automatically. Now that 5-minute formula, I'm not kind of saying good, bad, ugly. I'm in my head only thinking. Because if I'm thinking in that fashion and thinking, am I feeling pressured or I'm feeling comfortable? I want to feel comfortable.
Yeah. In a comfortable way.
है ना?
Yeah.
So good. I mean, there could be different ways of achieving the
because
same
I know
goal.
this can be a little contradictory, because I've heard you speaking about this a lot of times. You can just crack a conversation with anybody without even thinking what's the end result is, but to just know that person.
Yeah. And that has helped me. So let's agree that okay, we have 2 different experiences, and that's how life is.
Fantastic,
right?
Fantastic, great. So Ruchi, how important is networking to entrepreneurs, and how do they begin and where do they begin?
I think networking is everything, just not in entrepreneurial world, but in life. I think entrepreneurship is what life is. For some reasons, I've not managed to differentiate them. And I have gained everything from networking, like genuinely. If I look at big things in business, say business partners, collaborators, everything has happened through networking, customers, and not just physical meetings, but digital meetings, social media connections. I have had good businesses with people I have not met even once. And I don't have 1, 2, 3, but I have like a majority of my relationships.
We both are a very good...
yeah, but you're somebody that I still made an effort. I said Spoorthi. So guys, I actually called Spoorthi and I told Spoorthi, look, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I want to know you because I have read about you. So will you please sit with me for 30 minutes at your time? And I actually told her, I want to just know how did you grow? And she was kind enough to give me those 30 minutes. And I think that was the maker, because I so much learned about how you have evolved in life, how you look at things. And there's so much I have learned from you. At that time, I didn't know what I'm going in for. So here it is, right? I didn't know why I'm coming to meet you. I never came with an opportunity. I want to sign you for some place. I never asked you, please come and speak somewhere. I did nothing.
But somewhere we both added a lot of value in each other's life.
Yeah, because we've been able to support each other at different ways to each other.
I can give you right now at this point of a time a lot of examples. Today we are sitting in this place, very place, Sri Krishnaya Chetty, because of networking, because of the kind of network and connections that I have made. Today I've met Chaya ma'am because I made one connections about 8-10 years ago in a reality show, and Deepak introduced me to Chaya ma'am. Chaya ma'am introduced me to 100 people. We did an event called Sing, and then a lot of things evolved.
Now, because you spoke of Chaya ma'am became a HEN member on Facebook group. That's when I met her. And then for good time, we were not connected, but then we came for one of your events and we connected. So see, this is how networking happens.
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
I introduced you to somebody called Mr. Karan Bindal. I met him on a networking meet. He is somebody who reads numbers like language. He helped me brainstorm my model. Vijay sir.
Biggest gratitude to you for making me help Vijay sir because the way I think, look and talk about business has changed 360 degrees after I met Vijay sir. And to do something what he does takes a lot.
So I met him also through one of these networking meets. I had happened to participate in a mentoring program and he was assigned to me, and that's how things happened. Now, had I not gotten into that program, had this not happened, and that program was also networking. And my business partner, both my business partners are my friends.
Right.
So Priyanka is somebody I studied in like lower infant, kindergarten. And then we went our own paths. Then we were not connected for some time. Then we were on WhatsApp. But when I was growing HEN, I knew that I want to launch this model. I didn't know she's a data queen. I didn't know what her strengths are. I just reached out and told her, I'm looking for somebody I can trust and I need 2 hours a day. And all you have to do is look at opening some partnership opportunities for us. She told me, I don't know how networking happens. I can't write to strangers. I was like, I know you can do a lot of research. Rest we will follow. We will work with each other. 2 hours became everything now. She's a co-founder and she created that space for herself, Spoorthi. I never went to her thinking that you will create it. I have had so many customers through LinkedIn, through Instagram, through my website, through reference, where I have not met, people just come. So how networking happens? I'll give you one classic example. I had one customer who reached out to me and who told me, somebody else gave me your number. Who gave, I don't know. But they told about you in a fashion that I am able to trust you. I saw your website and I want to work with you. This is how it happened. I didn't know who, where, what. We discussed. The project could not happen. For 3 months, everything was quiet. After 3 months, he came back again and he gave a good project. Like that project was valued at around 11 lakhs. It has come from nowhere. How has it come? Through networking. So what happens is when you talk to people, you just talk, you just tell them what you're good at, you hear what they are good at, where you can work, where you can collaborate, and you go your ways. Some you connect with them on LinkedIn, some you connect on social media, Insta, whatever, some on your WhatsApp, however, right? If you can create a discipline where you're able to send messages, mails to people, updating them about what's happening, great. That's actually a must for a networker to do. But if you're not able to do that, at least keep connecting with people. And when you connect with people without any agenda, it really, really helps. I have a calendar for non-agenda meetings on a weekly basis. And like I reached out to you, trust me, I reach out to many people. I just tell them, I read this about you and I just want 30 minutes to listen to you. And in that 30 minutes, even I don't know what I'm going to ask, but I just hit a conversation. Because that conversation will trigger something.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I mean, because we have classic examples sitting in front of each other. So I totally agree with you. This brings me to a question where, entrepreneurs, or it could be anybody, they're working or want to build their career. It could be anybody. But I have seen a majority of people being isolated, not having connections, don't know where to go, don't know who to speak with, nor they have somebody in their house to guide them,
Yeah.
nor they have the understanding of what the hell networking is all about. Probably the term itself is very new.
Yeah.
And where on earth can we expect them to know what are the benefits of networking?
Yeah.
So a lot of entrepreneurs face this challenge that they don't know how to network, they don't know where to begin. They're in a shell.
Yeah.
They know only 4 to 5 people, and this is one of the major reasons where they fail to generate more leads.
Yeah.
Because today in my business, I run 3 different businesses, and 80% of my business comes from networking and referrals.
Yeah.
Right? 80% of my revenue comes from internal network. I don't promote it anywhere, but it comes from networking and referrals. So that's the power of network.
Correct.
You know, it could be in crores, it could be in some 100 crores. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But where is that these people who have no access, bound in a shell, feeling very lonely, left out, can begin this?
Very interesting question. Kash, I could have answered it in a way that do this and you'll get it, you know. Because we do have people like this come on HEN. And what I have seen, I see 2 different kinds of behavior there. There are some people who will come who are hesitant, but they will at least show up. Because when they show up in our virtual meetings, or they show up on the community, or they write, or they engage, we are able to help them move out of that inhibition. But there's a group of people who are sitting and judging. If I say this, something will happen. If I do this, then this is my commitment. And in that so much of ifs, then even we are helpless. So, you know, I really feel if, I don't know how this is possible, but on HEN we are trying to do this, to create a space where people can just speak what they want to speak. But how to push them harder definitely is a challenge. Like,
you can't push anyone harder in business. It is about self-interest, and it's also about probably it's about when you want to do something, you'll figure out a way.
You'll figure out also. It's about letting go. I mean, if we feel stuck, if I have to think of it, I'll just, you know, because I have so many people, like on a daily basis, we have new members coming into the community. And on a daily basis, we also see a lot of members exiting, because there is a system of renewal, non-renewal and all of that happening, right? So we are seeing all these patterns. My learning is, when we allow ourselves to just be, life happens. And anytime when we are too much thinking if and but, it does not happen. So if people are not able to network, reality is, you're not letting yourself be. You're not giving yourself a chance.
It's about not giving time to observe and kind of adapt to the system, right?
Or just to say that, okay, what will happen? Suppose if you talk to somebody and you will answer something wrong, that's all, or you may not have an answer. है ना? तो क्या? खत्म. You invited me for this podcast. I didn't even know what you will ask me. Right? I didn't even know. I'm not prepared at all. I was sitting and thinking, she wants me to come and do like a podcast. She's not giving me questions. Now, if she asks me something and I don't have an answer to, how will I manage? But yaar, we'll see. You know, like I was listening to one of your podcasts with Chaya ma'am. She said, adventure, no, do it. Allow yourself to fall. So it's okay.
And also, is it a reason that everybody wants success very quickly?
Yeah, we all think.
You want success out of networking like overnight. You want success over your business overnight. Within 3 months, you want to get it going. But I somewhere feel, Ruchi, it's like, you know, this superpower is always testing you, how you handle things when you're at a rock bottom. So Ruchi, a lot of people come to me and say that, how fortunate are you to live the life you are? You get to travel, you get to meet a lot of people, you're having a fancy career and all of that. And they feel that all of this happened over the last 2-3 years. But bloody, I've been working since 16. And I've been working every single day.
Yeah.
And I've not stopped and I've not looked back.
And also, I really want to ask, you know that how easy or difficult it is to live the life you're living. How many of us have courage to live a life that you are living? I don't think I have, Spoorthi. I really look up to you. To manage the marketing side of the travel business, to travel and do the things that you are doing, to manage your family, to run IWA, KWA, to constantly contribute towards the she community that you've built. And now I know that you also run an NGO, you've put a foundation together.
But
So,
trust me, Ruchi, it's not as fancy as it looks.
Exactly.
It's not at all easy. So my next 1 year goal is putting off things that has to be the least priority, and I want to focus on certain things. It looks fancy, it looks out of the
Yeah.
world, it looks like I'm traveling always. It all looks very fancy, but it's not that great in reality.
It is time
It's-
consuming,
it's
energy
draining.
consuming for
It's
you.
a lot of pressure on
Yeah.
yourself to constantly live up to that. The messages that I get if I'm not posting a travel photos or videos for the 3 months is like, you're not traveling. I'm like, no, I'm not traveling. You're not doing something.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing something. And there's nothing like I have to do something.
Yeah.
So I have to put myself out of this pressure, and I am purely focusing on business automations in the next 1.5, 2 years.
Very interesting.
And I want to put things into reality, and I have figured out the real purpose of my life is that I want to focus on my foundation, and I want to focus on my trust, where I'm going to support on a very genuine front a lot of women
Very nice.
with skills, not just motivational bubbles that can just burst out overnight, but actual skills which can give them lifetime earning and give them that courage that is required. And for that, Brady, I need to stand on myself first, and I can't do this without having a sustainable business.
Yeah.
I need to automate things.
Yeah.
To make that happen in the next 2-3 years, I need to make things automated for my business first.
Yeah.
Because just because I'm doing that, I can't compromise on my lifestyle, my life. And the reality is that I've been used to a beautiful life.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So I need to automate this. That's the focus for 1.5 years. I think this is really important.
Yeah.
And for me right now, travel is not important. Having fancy life is not important. I'm ready to slog my ass off to get where I want to get. And to run all of that, for me, fitness is also important.
It's very important.
So I have become so rigorously conscious about my health and fitness. So this year and the next year and forever, fitness is going to stay constant.
I think fitness is a subject for everybody.
Yeah.
For me, I'm on the same radar. I have a simple formula going on, at least 3 days of gymming a week. 1 month goal, then we go to next.
Yeah.
But
so
yes.
it's like, it's 1 hour a day, I'm going to give it and dedicate it to my body.
Very nice.
5 days a week, I'm going to work on my automations.
Very nice.
And 1 day a week, I'm going to create a plan for the next 3 years for my foundation. This is all I'm going to do.
Very nice.
And over time, you need to get this clarity.
You need to get this clarity. Also, something that you just mentioned, no, Spoorthi, you've been working since 16 to be where you are. This is luck. And you're ready to work for X number of hours again to be where you want to be. And that's when people will call you lucky again. But the deal is, this is the kind of work that goes behind to get lucky. And that's for all of us. If we don't put that hours, we can't get lucky.
Absolutely.
Right?
True.
So yeah, absolutely.
That's an interesting conversation that, just randomly came. So, Ruchi, I also want to ask you this, because I know you've been doing a lot of research to help the community of women entrepreneurs. What are the current government support that women entrepreneurs can expect or seek help from banks, or it could be government's policies and things like that?
All right. So, we did do a lot of research, but my learning is there are some women's schemes, but more than that, there are some business schemes that mostly everybody can avail for, which is you start with an MSME registration. It is free. It is 30 minutes work. Anybody can do once you log on to internet. Once you do that, put a business plan together. Once you have your business plan together, then you can look for something like a Mudra loan. There are also schemes that the government has launched, which is for manufacturing unit. There is ONDC that the government is really working on. We've been also seeing how ONDC platform is helpful, but I know that it is helpful. Some of our businesses have already launched themselves. So that all that is happening.
And there's also startup funding.
There is startup funding, there is DPIIT, which is, you can register your company as a startup in Startup India thing, and then once you're recognized there, you can ask for 2 to 3 years of tax rebate if you're a private limited company. But if you are a private limited company, so it all starts with registering, which is the first inhibition most of us have. So what I would want the world to know, guys, let's get serious about our work.
Right. That's very important.
Right. So let's get legal.
Do business like a business.
And get legal about it. Why, cut corners on legal space? So register your business, create your project plans, do an MSME registration.
And for all of this, a right mentor is extremely important.
Mentor is important for everything. Again, there is not one mentor for your entire business. I think you have several mentors in different parts of your work life. Have a mentor, but I think a mentor will not get courage. Courage comes from you. A mentor is your sounding board.
Yeah.
But yes, having a
courage
mentor
is something by default you need to have. The clarity, the discipline, the courage.
Yes.
All of these things, like by default, there's no excuse on that. Right? But mentor again plays a very important role to telling you, okay, this is how you can do, this is how you can do, this if you do, this is gonna happen. And it could be like a brainstorming as well. It could be a lot of conversations, and it could be, it could just open up a lot of arenas to you, a lot of doors to you, and your thinking can broaden with your mentor's conversation.
Yes, your thinking can broaden. I agree. My mentor once told me, a mentor is like a Google map. When you say I want to go from point A to point B, a Google map will show you there are 3 ways. One will take you 15 minutes, one will take you 17 minutes, one will take you 20 minutes. Now you choose which one you want to go. The mentor will not tell you which one you should choose. You choose which one you go. Whichever journey you choose, the mentor is by your side. Whenever you feel a hiccup, you soundboard and you share. Then you get your reflection and you move on. That's what a mentor does. But a mentor is important for sure, because I think entrepreneurship is a lonely journey.
True, very true.
Sometimes you just want somebody to listen to you. You want somebody to not judge you. You want somebody to empathize but not sympathize with you. And sometimes you don't want anything, just listen.
I agree. So where do you find a mentor for your business?
Interesting. So there are several ways that I have found my mentors. I have found mentors in my friends and family, where I have seen them having some skill set that I don't have, and I'm able to hit a conversation. In those cases, I've actually gone and told them, you know what, I like this part of your thought process and I want to hit conversation with you on this, and put a discipline to it, like whenever you want to meet. So that's one. Two, I've also been part of some mentoring programs where you fill an application and they assign you somebody, and then you work with them. So I've used Cherry Blair. So HEN is also partnered with Cherry Blair Foundation. It's headquartered in London. It's a free 1-year program for women entrepreneurs, and I got one of my mentor from there. I was also part of HEN program. Actually, that is when I met Vijay. So you have these. Today you get mentors on accelerator programs also. Networking also bring in mentors. When we talk to people and we find they have some value that we want to learn from, approach.
And people today are open to share knowledge.
Yeah.
Way more than what it used to be earlier, right?
Yeah.
People are ready to share knowledge, especially for someone who's come up from the harder side.
Yeah.
Somebody who's seen the beginning phases where they found it difficult to find someone to guide them. I think they are more open to train and teach and help and give hands, right?
Yeah, I agree. I just want people to know one thing, guys. One, ask. Power of asking is very underestimated. If we ask, please help me, people will help. So number one. Number two, whenever somebody is helping or supporting, guiding, whatever, most of the times I have seen nobody is looking for monetary benefits. People are not looking for recognition. What they're looking for is a closure, which is a reporting channel, which means if I learn something from you, Spoorthi, it is my job to come and tell you, Spoorthi, this is what I learned, this is what I did, and this is how I've progressed. If I'm able to give that to my teacher, and I think, let's think of our teachers, that's how teachers are.
True, I agree.
That's all that they need. So if there is power of asking, and if we make ourselves accountable to them, that's enough. And there are mentors everywhere then, like,
Beautiful. Well, that was a very beautiful conversation with you, very
Absolutely.
productive, and I'm damn sure someone who's watching, this is a must-watch episode for women entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general as well. I know I keep telling this women entrepreneurs, by default it
by
comes,
default, because
but
you are working in that space as well.
so it's nothing
Against men.
against men, but it's like it comes by default to
Yeah.
me. This episode is a must for every entrepreneur, and you need to use the power of networking. It can create a huge difference, and I have no idea of how much of help it has come into in my business, in my professional life and personal life. So I think use the power of networking, use the power of platforms like HEN, use the power of it. We're not saying it's only HEN, there are multiple platforms. You choose which one, try it out and try it out for a certain number of time.
Yeah.
Don't get judgmental about platforms or groups or networking with just by trying 2-3 times.
I want to bring here, we were talking about why. If we even choose why we are using our platform, even that is good. For example, if your business is set and you want to just generate referrals, consider BNI. If you want to just connect with page 3 entrepreneurs, you want to connect with that kind of audience, check out what's happening with Ladies Who Lead. If you want to connect with local community, you want to connect on hobby basis, I think that's what Leap Club is doing. I don't know, but you can check that out. The reason I'm bringing this is, we're talking about collaboration. I want to bring that as an example. I am not saying just come to HEN. HEN is your only platform. No, I think if you're on 3 or most of our members are on several of these platforms, and I see they generate more value when they are on several, because business does not need one thing. Like body does not need only vitamins. It needs protein, it needs carbs, it needs fiber. Even business needs several things. It's okay, and it's good for you to be mindful about who gives you what. So guys, please, I really think we should do that.
Yeah, and it's also important to kind of have clarity on what exactly you're expecting also.
Yeah, you should know what you are expecting.
You should know what you're expecting, and also be a little clear about what you can give back.
Yeah, there is TIE, there is Head Start. Because you're saying what you're expecting, you're expecting funding, you're expecting to, just get mentors, you want to connect with people in India locally. Just know what you want and connect with people, communities.
Amazing. Fantastic, Ruchi. That brings me to the final question of this conversation. Where do you see HEN going ahead, and what's the kind of plan that you have for it?
Wow, sky's the limit for us, Spoorthi. We are gearing up to make HEN India's most trusted, engaging community for women entrepreneurs. That's the goal, that's the dream. And that's what we are heading for. Nothing below it, nothing above it. And only for women entrepreneurs. So period. In next 2 years, HEN is India's #1 most engaging, most trusted community for women entrepreneurs.
I really wish to see that happen.
Thank you.
I'm really happy to be a part of HEN actively.
You are one of our mentors, and I'm so thankful to have you and have your support. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So Ruchi, finally, what's your message to all of those entrepreneurs, not women entrepreneurs only, entrepreneurs watching this show?
Believe in yourself. Believe it to achieve it. And that's about it.
Thank you so much, Ruchi. It was great having a conversation with you. And thank you so much for watching this episode. I believe and I hope that you have got a lot of clarity on how you can take those little steps to making your bigger vision come true. Definitely, like Ruchi said, clarity is absolutely important. Discipline, very important. Your courage to do what you want to do is also another important thing, and taking action. Okay, with all of this, learning the skills like networking, marketing, branding, personal branding, all these technology based skills that is required to run your business smoothly, all of this comes into picture. Recognize and realize what you really want to learn and what's essential for your business, and make a way and find a way to get that skill. That itself can take you 10 steps ahead, rather than cribbing and worrying about why things are not happening. Think about how you can make those things happen, right? I wish you all the very best. May you achieve what you want to achieve. And I'm going to see you again with another exciting episode which can be productive and which can be informative and which can help you take away a lot of things which can be helpful to your life. So this is another exciting episode of Real Celebrity Podcast powered by C. Krishna Chetty Group of Jewelers. And this is Spoorthi Vishwas signing off. See you next time.